Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Mayorga, and I did not share a little bit about what I presently do. I do have a PhD in counseling, and these little videos are not about replacing counseling or anything like that. This is just my little nuggets of life that I enjoy posting because I like to share information, but certainly do not say that at this moment I am in here a counselor, but just simply sharing some stuff. So a couple of days ago, I posted a video in reference to a movie that I went to see that I thought was just delightful, and it was called If. And I shared a little bit about how it got me to thinking about imaginary friends. And so I decided to do more research. And from my own perspective, I know that having imaginary friends is a positive thing for children, but it can also be a positive thing for us as adults. And what normally happens is, as a child, should you have an imaginary friend, you might grow out or are expected to grow out of it, or maybe you grew up in a time when imaginary friends were not an acceptable part of growing up as a child. And if you did have one, you pretty much kept it under wraps. Uh, so, in my research, I have found that imaginary friends are very helpful to children who they can become socially more adept. Their cognition is stronger. Their ability to have better coping strategies because they will work these things out with that imaginary friend. And so well, there is a lot of positivity in having imaginary friends. And I would say that in our, probably in the society that we live in now, you will see a much higher level of encouragement from parents to even dialogue with the imaginary friend of their child, as opposed to when you grew up, maybe in my era, that wasn't even a thing. And so the reason for this video is to share that as an adult, it is okay to pull on your imaginary friend or to think about asking an imaginary person what they might think in reference to something that you're doing. I think the biggest problem, and I'm trying to connect this with mental health, imaginary friends and mental health. Is it a good thing? Is it not a good thing? What is society going to say? There's always that fear of some kind of a mental health disorder like schizophrenia, where you have delusions or hallucinations. And so, oh my gosh, when you hear somebody talking to themselves or doing something like that, we go in a different direction. So, this is just simply a video sharing that I find that creativity can be expanded more if you do have somebody to share it with that is part of your personality or part of who you are, because I call that talking out loud, which I happen to do a lot of, which really throws people off because they'll think I'm talking to them, but I'm actually talking to myself standing away from me. If you really want to look at it from that perspective, what would Mary do, or what would I do in this situation? What do you think? And this imaginary talk can help us move into solvable solutions or solvable areas of problems that we might be experiencing. And I'm talking about simple problems, maybe writing up a paper or something at work, or I'm what I call a frustrated interior decorator. So I'm always thinking about where should this picture go, or what color should I paint this? And I think that we all do it, but we all do it maybe undercover, not as much as we would like to do it. But research states that taking your imaginary friend into your adulthood is a positive thing. And if you have any concerns, then discuss it with somebody if you don't think that this is truly an imaginary friend. And this could be kind of a, I wouldn't call it a hot topic, but something that might make some people uncomfortable. And so I'm not saying for or against in reference to yourself if you're looking at this video. But I have found that for myself, it helps me expand my energy or really get to a solution of a situation quickly when I do have when I talk out loud and pretend that I'm talking to somebody else, and what would they think or what would they say? Uh, for me, it's a release of energy and something that is so common for me, and I've been doing it for so long that it's a normal process. And so again, do your own research, go out there and find some articles if you want to, go see the movie. But I do believe that carrying an imaginary friend from your childhood into your adulthood could be beneficial. There are benefits for the children who engage in imaginary play and for adults who don't tuck away that imaginary playmate into a corner and never let that imaginary play friend out. So anyway, here's just this is the nugget, the little nuggets of life that I'm presenting is that to let your imagination flow through you is important because imagination helps us see things from different perspectives, and it helps us to be able to accomplish things that we might not be able to when we don't engage our imagination. Most people would call that imagination our creative parts or our creative um, section of who we are or personality of who we are. So I hope that you enjoyed this little nugget of life or this information, however way you want to see it. And I will continue to post videos that pertain to nuggets of life. And I hope to have many other different topics that I think or I believe are important for us to hear and process. And so I want to thank you very much if you view this video, and I hope that you tune in for other videos that I'll be posting. Thank you.